Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette stuff. Today we're going to cover kind of a touchy topic, but one that I really feel that people who are in the Corvette market or are thinking about getting into the Corvette market need to understand. And that is, why do Corvettes lose value over time? Hey guys, just a reminder and a thank you for getting us past 80,000 subscribers, which is huge for our little company and our little YouTube channel. Again, we're trying to get to 100,000 by the end of 2025. So if you find value in what we do, please add a like or a subscribe. It really helps our channel, allows us to do more of this in our busy day, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who have joined, and thank you to those of you who are going to. A lot of people who buy Corvettes tend to shelter them. You know, it's usually a third or fourth vehicle, and they keep it in a bubble and they don't take it out in the rain and they don't drive it because they don't want to put miles on it and ruin the value. The fact of the matter is that unless you're talking about outliers like special first, second, or early third generation Corvettes that are still holding value, and the special versions of those are still, or even actually still appreciating, most Corvettes depreciate at pretty close to the national norm. And whether you drive the car or not, the car is losing value. And that's tough to swallow for a lot of Corvette people, but it's the truth, and the truth matters. One of the few modern Corvettes that I believe is still undervalued and will most likely go up over time in the next decade or so is the C6 ZR1. Those cars are bringing anywhere from $90,000 to $100,000 right now. I would imagine we will see that price increase in the future, but that is an outlier. That is a very special low production car, and it isn't like a normal base Corvette. And now we're going to talk about what happens to the everyday Corvette. The first reason that Corvettes tend to lose value is that they are an incredibly special car. I know this and you know this, but they are not a rare car. The resale market for the C5 and up base Corvettes is full of cars, many of which have been lightly driven and protected from the rain, and they're often third or fourth cars, as I already mentioned. So even low mileage examples that have been kept in a bubble most of their lives have stiff competition in the resale market because there's another 200, 300, 400 other Corvettes that are in the same condition at the same time for sale, which drives prices down. Certain cars like the C5 Z06 and the 96 Grand Sport hold their value pretty well, but they will never be $100,000 cars. Most depreciate, as I said, closer to the national norm than most Corvette owners care to admit. The C4 ZR1 in particular, and I know this is going to be controversial, but bear with me. The C4 ZR1 will most likely never appreciate to any great degree. Many have waited for that moment, but I don't ever see it happening. And here's my explanation of why. As special as that engine is, the LT5 designed by Lotus, built by Mercury Marine, it was a European supercar engine in an American car. The problem is GM made the choice to make the ZR1 almost indistinguishable from 50 feet away from the 1991 and up base Corvette. And it costs double. So it lacks that special, unless you know what you're looking at, the average person can't tell the difference between the cars. You also have the problem of, especially for the LT5 engine, parts availability is very, very sparse. If you have a major engine problem, there's a good chance the car is done for. While C4 ZR1s are incredibly special cars, I don't ever see them becoming collector icons where they start going up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 grand. I don't think that's going to happen. Another aspect of depreciation on more modern Corvettes, and when I say more modern, I'm talking C5 and up, is warranty. You know, it used to be that any garage could work on a Corvette because it wasn't that different from a Chevelle or a Nova or a Camaro. You know, there are a lot of shared components there. As the Corvette has become a more focused and more special car, there are fewer and fewer places that make parts for them or have the knowledge to work on them. And having a warranty is really, really important. So when you buy a 20 or 30-year-old Corvette, you're getting a car that is still largely completely maintainable, unlike something like a 2007 Aston Martin, where a lot of those parts simply don't exist anymore. And if you need a coolant hose that was made just for that car, you could wait a year to find one. You're not normally going to have that problem with the Corvette But cars with warranties that are selling at $35,000 or $40,000, and you're trying to sell your 22-year-old car that's pristine for within $3,000 to $5,000 of that, it's tough to sell to someone who wants the security of a warranty. But believe me, this isn't just about Corvette. Let's take a car that is similar in style, but very different in other ways. Let's talk about the first and second and a little bit of the third generation of the Dodge Viper. Dodge Vipers are far more rare than a Corvette, and their values have stagnated badly over the last 8 to 10 years. Now, special versions like the ACR will continue to hold their value, and exceptional examples of those will continue to appreciate. But the standard Vipers from the first and second generation especially can be had from $30,000 to $40,000 for the Roadsters and $45,000 to $60,000 for the Coupes. So it's experiencing roughly the same kind of thing that the Corvette is. Let me explain how much rarer a Viper is than a Corvette. The entire production run of Dodge Vipers from 1992 all the way through 2002, they only produced 17,131 cars. So over 10 years, just over 17,000 Vipers were built and sold. Compare that to model year 2000 for the Corvette. 1 year production, they built 33,682 Corvettes. The Corvette, there's far more of them out there, and even a much more rare and, depending on who you talk to, a more special car like the Viper is experiencing the same kind of value malaise that's just kind of drifting along and bumping along the bottom. So it's not about Corvette, it's just about the car market changing. In sum, the whole point of this to talk to you guys is, if you have a regular, everyday base Corvette, and it's super pristine and it's gorgeous and it's awesome, that you really enjoy driving, drive it. It's going to depreciate anyway, so extract as much joy as possible from it on the road, because keeping it safe and saving it for the next guy isn't going to give you the financial reward that you may be hoping for. If you have a Corvette in your possession, drive it and enjoy it. It's not going to be an investment long-term unless you have a 63 split window or a 69 435 horse big block. Those cars are going to do okay. But if you got a C5, C6, C7, C8, drive it, and enjoy. Thanks for watching. If you have comments about this, please put them below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, if you aren't a member already, please like and subscribe to this video so that we can continue to grow our channel and bring you more interesting information just like this. Have a great day.